Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the blockchain and Michael Keene on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the NFT Catcher Podcast with me, Jenny from the blockchain, and my co-host, Michael Keene. Today's interview, we have Stacys joining us. She's known as the Bunny Queen. She's the founder of Hunnys NFT and Stacys. Stacys, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. And that was a powerful intro.
Let's go. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pumped. I actually have a Hunnys myself. We have to dive into Hunnys for sure, but I would love to hear how you first got into Web3 or NFTs.
That's so cool that you have one. I didn't know that, and now I'm so happy. I guess I started as kind of like a lifelong artist. I was always drawing. I did go to art school, and one day I was just kind of doing my thing. I was working as a web designer / graphic designer in the corporate world. And I saw an article about Beeple's big sale. And I was like, what the heck is an NFT? And so I started going down the rabbit hole from there. And when I kind of learned about it, I realized that it was this very cool mixture of technology, which I'm very into, and like futurism with art, which I always loved. So it was just really exciting to me right off the bat.
I've literally never heard of anybody that got into NFTs from Beeple's sale. That's cool that you got in through his sale. And you said you're an artist before that, and you kind of like were really involved in like the art world of things, which is interesting because I also feel like a lot of people they're not super into art. They kind of, they get into art. I mean, for me, I feel like I really got into art through NFTs. Like it made me appreciate art more. And I like that. That's interesting. Also, Michael, we got to loop Michael in. Michael, how's it going?
It's all good. Hello. Welcome to the show, Stacys. Nice to have you. I've been trying to do a little research for the last hour, but I see your name is different. I would have, I'm not going to dox you if I knew the name. Of course I won't. But if I knew the name, I would have been able to do better research, but we're good.
If we Google your name, what would we find?
You're related to, oh no.
Yeah, Uncle Joe, is that where we're going?
What?
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
I am so doxxed. It's unbelievable. So don't even worry.
Love it. Well, nice to have you here. So I was looking at your thing. The first thing I want to ask you have an awesome picture that you put on your Twitter 12 hours ago. The woman with the orange circle. Is that your art?
The woman with the orange circle. Now I'm like, what even? Oh yeah, that is my art.
With the orange circle background. Yeah.
That's a cool way to describe it. Yeah, that's our Honey Seasons collection, which is like a monthly airdrop we do for holders. So that's like my favorite thing, and I love it.
And you just made that? It's like an illustration, like a digital illustration?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. I love it.
Yeah, one of the things I love about Hunnys, which I definitely want to get into how you decided to create Hunnys. And even, first of all, when did that project come out? I feel like Hunnys have been around for a long time.
Yeah, it was September of 2021, I think.
Okay, so
it feels like a millennium now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, almost 2 years.
That's right after we started the podcast. 1 month after we started the podcast.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
Our podcast is older. We started August 1st, 2021.
Wait, why did I think
together?
We grew up together. Yes. Why did I think that our podcast was older? I guess not. Okay. So what I was going to say was, because I have a Hunnys, like I said, and every month you do an artwork airdrop, which is what you were just talking about. And that just reminds me of when Cool Cats first came out. That was kind of like their like selling point. They were like, oh, we're going to do an artwork airdrop every single month. And then they kind of like fell off the wagon from doing that. And I just want to say, you have been so consistent with building Hunnys and like delivering what you say you're going to do. And yeah, it's awesome to see a project that doesn't have a ton. It's not super, high in the floor price. Like I think the floor is like 0.02, pretty affordable, great entry point. And you've just been building this entire time, regardless of the price, which I think is amazing. And I'm just kind of curious, like, what motivates you to keep going? Because I know there's a lot of projects that they get discouraged by that, by seeing like the secondary prices. And what keeps you going? Like, I don't know, why do you continue to build?
That's really nice of you. Thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. People ask me this a lot, actually, and I feel like I just, as a person, have always had like a really weird thing about keeping promises, even when it has nothing to do with like the NFT world. So obviously, like I did Stacys before I did Hunnys, and then I did Hunnys, and I guess I just met so many collectors who really were so nice about the project. They really believed in it. They really believed in me. They like put their time and energy out there. And I feel a lot of personal responsibility to them, honestly, to follow through on the promises that I made to them. I feel like it would just be really wrong if I didn't. And so it feels kind of easy to keep going because it just feels like I have no choice. I have to stick to that word,
I love that. Integrity.
What? What?
What is that? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, I guess, bad actors in this space, and
how dare
it's refreshing.
How dare you?
It's refreshing to see some good, honest, hardworking people out here that are still grinding away. So you started with your first collection, Stacys. What inspired you to start minting your artwork?
Yeah, Stacys was so fun. So Stacy is actually my mom's name. I named the project after her because when I found out like what the blockchain and NFTs even were, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be so cute to just leave a little bit of a legacy of my art in her name? Like, what if it got popular and people bought it? That would be so fun. And that is what happened. So that's kind of what inspired that. And at the time, the very iconic styles were like pixel-esque, Chubby's was really famous. And then they had that whole scandal that came out. And so I really wanted to try that. And I had always been the type of person who was very entrepreneurial and very artistic, but I never really stuck projects through because I got so in my head and I was always like, oh, this isn't good enough, or I have to plan it really good. I have to do something other people will really like. And so I wanted to do these little like pixel girls because I always loved drawing women. That's just what I liked. But I kind of thought, this is stupid. Like nobody will want to buy this. And then my husband really encouraged me to, he said, Sam is my real name, Sam, just do it for you. Like, don't worry about what other people are doing or if they like it. Just like do it every day like people did, and then just like go for it. And that's what I did. And it was honestly, I would say the first time that I was really, really successful, like sticking to something because I wasn't worrying about like if other people would like it. And that's when they actually did start liking it. So it was really good.
Yes. Just putting things out there and people will pay attention, going for it, doing things, people will come, build and they will come. That's the quote. I love that your husband inspired you to start minting that. So then what made you decide to start a whole 10K collection project, Hunnys?
Yeah, it was just really fun kind of at the time evolving with the NFT space. I know you guys were there too, and you saw like how things were changing so quickly. And then BASE came out and it was so popular and people were like, wow, this generative thing is so cool. And everybody wanted to make one. And at the time, gas was so crazy high, like, so nobody wanted to like mint anything or buy anything. And all the 1-1 artists were like protesting by going to mint on Tezos. And that was the first time that I kind of minted a piece of artwork that was more like my normal 2D style, not the pixel art. and everybody really like had a good reaction to it, and they were really excited by it. So that really encouraged me a lot. And then I kind of just put it out there one day, like, do any devs want to like try to do a generative project together just to see, how it goes? And they said yes, and the rest was kind of history.
That's amazing. Do you have like a whole team of people that work with you, or is it just you? Like, how many people help you out? I guess the devs probably aren't really there much in the picture anymore, right?
That's a good question. So it started as just me, and then I brought the dev on the team. So it was kind of me and him, and then kind of like 2 weeks before we sold out, I think, is when we brought on an actual community manager. Before that, I was just doing it all, and it was like not that fun to do it all by myself.
Impossible.
And then it is, yeah, I'm sure you know. And now the dev team has grown a little bit because we're building the D app. So I think the dev works with like 3 other devs, I want to say. Yeah, so it's grown a little bit.
And what do you guys have? You guys have your own private marketplace?
Yeah, we do. We made one. It's actually like open source code that anyone can do. And we made a YouTube video if anyone wants to do it. Because, we're all kind of sick of getting screwed around by these marketplaces. So,
yeah.
Wait, yeah. What's your YouTube channel? I totally forgot. I remember your videos would always pop up for me.
Yeah, I think it should be Crypto Stacys.
Crypto Stacys.
Had to throw the crypto in there.
Yeah, Crypto Stacys. Let's go. Oh, awesome. Cool. Yeah, and you've been making videos for the past year, which is awesome.
Yeah, your website's great. The website's great.
Yeah, the website looks really nice.
Buy.hunnys.io. It does look really nice, and all your different collections are there. You can sort by the traits. It's really, really nice.
Hunnys.io, yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys have merch. You guys have it all. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is the type of thing where everybody wants from the big projects that have like crazy, ETH volume, million in ETH, right? Like Bored Apes, I think is like
we need someone to do our merch like this. Did you do all this yourself?
Yeah. I made the website. I didn't make our on-chain merch though. That was the devs. That would be way too hard.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Yeah, you have it all. You have the merch, you have your own marketplace, you do art airdrops every once a month. Like, you're just doing a lot of stuff. And you even had what was the contest that you had running at some point for Hunnys? Do you know what I'm talking about?
We've had a lot of contests. We had a lore contest, we had a golden ticket contest, we had like the Halloween event wasn't really a contest, but that was really fun. Are any of these things ringing a bell?
Yes, they're all ringing a bell. But yeah, like this is what I'm talking about. I'm just like, the fact that you guys are like building so much and just doing so much, especially as a small team, is just major props to you. And the people on your team, the devs. You did say that you guys are working on a DApp. Could you talk a little bit more about that, or I don't know, share any alpha on what you have in store?
Yeah, I would love to talk about it because I'm so excited about it. I swear most of the things I do are just to like make my inner child happy, and then hopefully it like goes somewhere. But so our DApp or DApp, I don't know how to say it properly. It's basically an on-chain dress-up doll. So we're taking the Hunnys bases and we're building sort of an ecosystem where people can start collecting items like clothing, hats, skin tones, different eyes, different lips, that kind of stuff, and just store it all in their digital wallet. They could trade it, they could buy it, they could sell it, whatever, and use it to dress up their doll. So it's kind of like bringing, the nostalgia of Barbie into the digital age, and then giving it, a place in self-custody wallets.
That's cool. Is that what you had tweeted out, like that picture of those dolls? Like, or is that something else?
Maybe it was. I tweet a lot of nonsense, so that could have been the same thing or a different thing.
Fair, very fair. And also, oh my God, I wanted to ask you about, this might be stirring the pot a little bit, but I'm just kind of curious because I've seen that you're very outspoken about like how you don't like Fame Lady Squad. And I'm just kind of curious on that because I do remember obviously the drama with the Family Squad when they first came out. Turns out they pretended to be an all lady team and it was all guy team. And then they ended up handing over the contract to like Art Chick and some other people. And then all of a sudden, I've been seeing lately a lot of FUD on the timeline about Fame Lady Squad. And I've been seeing you're also kind of like, like just saying you don't like Fame Lady Squad and what's happening over there. And I'm just curious to hear your take on that, on everything going down. And fill us in, like, what's the tea? What's happening?
Yes, I will pour the tea for you. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's like that I don't like them, but essentially what happened is our chick handed that contract over to a girl called Board Becky or Ashley. That's what she goes by, Board Becky online. And my understanding, and I think the understanding of a lot of people in the community, was that she wasn't the new owner of the contract. She was the representative of the community. So she'd be kind of enacting their wishes, enacting, a DAO structure or some sort of voting, electing leadership, that kind of thing. And so a lot of time passed and that didn't happen. And there was some other kind of shady things that were happening. The Discord got completely shut down, closed. They blocked a lot of people who were asking questions about it. There was $400K taken out of the treasury with no real explanation, just going out to, Becky's bank account or whatever. And a lot of the community really wanted to know what was going on with this. And so I, even reached out to like Ignition and Becky to like get their side of it, because some of the community was like really mad and they were being very outspoken about it, and I kind of wanted to know. And so Becky never responded. Ignition kind of told me her side, but it didn't make a lot of sense what I was hearing. And so I thought, okay, let's like give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's ask for them to like address some of this stuff. And the community asked and they didn't really address any of it. And then they held this big spaces where they said, we're going to address all of it. And there was like more than 200 people that were RSVP'd to come. And then they delayed it for a week, even though people had like literally taken off work to listen to this thing and go to it and ask questions. Oh, yeah. And then they held this space and it was pretty much like, Ashley talking the whole time. She didn't address like these concerns about 400K going bye-bye or anything like that. Really, she didn't let anyone come up to speak or ask questions, and everyone was just really mad. Ignition made a comment like her biggest regret was like buying so many Fame ladies, which was kind of a weird comment to make. The space went really bad. It didn't address anybody's concerns, and it made everybody honestly really mad. And so the community kind of gave them another chance to be like, okay, let's like talk about this. Let's just talk to each other about this. And they wouldn't do it. They went quiet, just, kept blocking people, didn't say anything. And so the community was like, okay, whatever. We're going to take this into our own hands. And a bunch of them got together and they worked with an amazing dev who I know who helps us out with stuff sometimes, and basically like took it over, I guess. So what they did was they allowed people to wrap their Fame lady from the contract into a new contract, which would effectively remove it from that contract and put it in the new contract. So they go by the Fame Lady Society now, and they're doing really well. Like they're actually, getting in some voting structure and stuff like that. That was kind of always what was meant to happen. Sorry, that was really long-winded, but that's kind of the story.
Wow. Thanks for filling us in. Because Michael, did you know any of this?
A tiny bit, but not anything like you just expanded on. Like, absolutely. Very interesting. And that dropped around the same time as you dropped in like September, October 2021. Was that about that? Maybe. Yeah,
it was close. My Stacys project started in March 2021. And then
that's really early. That's what I thought. I read that. So you got in, you heard about Beeple. That happened in early March, I think. Right?
Yeah. I went in quick because it was
I know.
So cool.
So I'm saying like, right.
Wow.
So like tell us about that actually. Cause that's awesome. It took me a long time to get my feet like under me in NFTs, but like, so you saw Beeple, you got onto ETH. Is your first project on ETH? Yeah, so
Yeah.
like you made it to ETH immediately, which is I wish I did. I went to Top Shot and VV off the bat. Yeah, I wish I would have been in ETH from that, like, because I learned about NFTs. It was about a week before Beeple's sale. Gary Vee put out a video. I've talked about it a million times, but that's how I heard about it. About a week before the Beeple sale, and then you're dropping a project like 2 weeks after that.
That's so cool. I hear so many people who heard about Top Shot first too, so that makes total sense. But yeah, I was pretty lucky. I think right in the article it linked OpenSea, and I was like, okay, I guess this is where I start. And then I like just fumbled through trying to make a wallet for the first time and locked myself out of it. It was such a disaster. When I first started, I used to list everything as an auction because I just thought that was the normal thing to do. There was definitely a learning curve.
You thought one of them would turn into a Beeple and like, oh, 69 million. How about that?
Yeah, it's that easy.
Yeah.
Funniest part to me actually was that I didn't know about NFT Twitter at first. So I was like making a Facebook page for my NFTs. And then I tried advertising one and people were just leaving angry comments. And I was like, oh, I guess
scam artist. Yeah.
Yeah. I was so ignorant to like everything. And then I found Twitter and I found other NFT people and it all started falling into place.
Did you ever get on Clubhouse back then? Clubhouse is where it was popping.
I didn't. I've been to a few kind of, what's it called? The gallery showings that they had in Decentraland, but that was about it.
Yeah. Speaking of Clubhouse, I actually should bring this up. Do you guys know the artist Frank Kozik? Jen, you probably heard me mention his name before.
Oh, maybe. I know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or I
Frank
know.
Kozik.
Spill your news.
No, it's all good. I mean, it's sad news. He was one of the Clubhouse guys that we were with every night, and he's
really?
He's a legend in like the concert poster, punk rock concert posters, all kinds of concert posters throughout the 80s, 90s, vinyl toys. He did NFTs. He was on VV. He passed away on Saturday, and really good dude. Helped a million artists. Like, he was one of Mumbot's mentors, and you remember we had Mitch Putnam on the phone. They were very good friends, Frank and Mitch. We had him on the pod.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Shout out to Frank Kozik. Anybody listening that knows Frank Kozik, rest in peace. Really interesting dude, really smart, really opinionated, brilliant artist, and like really like avant-garde, weird art, like, and a weird, interesting, knowledgeable person. I was lucky to spend a lot of hours on Clubhouse chatting it up.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't mean to take us off topic, but this is the second tribute I've had to do in the last week, sadly.
I know your friend. Yeah. What was his name again?
Dave McDermott. Dave McDermott. I'm flying up I have a 5:45 flight tomorrow morning.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So Stacys, we're saying Andy and I are laying a friend of ours, one of our best friends, to rest tomorrow. We lost him last week,
I'm so sorry to hear that, but thank
you
for sharing it. I'm definitely gonna have to check out this artwork now.
Yeah,
and
Frank Kozik. He's a legendary artist. There was an article written by Amanda Burns. Lindsay Burns. I'm an idiot. It's Lindsay Burns. Lindsay Burns. Byrnes. She wrote a beautiful article about Frank, but check him out. Check out his art. Check out his old concert posters, because I think that and he started the company, or at least he did something with the company, Kid Robot, the toys. But I think his concert posters are kind of the most legendary part of what he did.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have his posters growing up as a kid, like in your room?
No, but a funny thing is, I don't know if Andy wants to hop on, probably not, but if he does, he absolutely can. It's his story to tell. He has a poster, I think it's Soundgarden and Pearl Jam, that he had in college on his wall, and he didn't know it was Frank Kozik at the time. And then we met Frank Kozik through VV, through Clubhouse, and became friendly, and Andy realized that the poster was Kozik's poster and told him the story, and got to tell him the story.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. Thanks for hopping in, Andy. Good job.
I'm like, Andy's not going to hop in. Like, I don't know if he wants to hop in. He doesn't. He doesn't want to hop in.
He's been on 2 or 3 times. Sometimes, every now and then, he'll say a word.
Well, you also didn't even give him the chance to hop in. You just told his story.
Yeah.
So
I know. I didn't want any. He also doesn't like dead air, and I don't want to give him extra work in the editing room. He yells at me. I get text messages like, "Keen, talk a little faster. Too much dead air."
Really? Oh, that's funny.
No. He doesn't say it. He doesn't say it.
Come on. See, I should know that you just lie too much.
I know.
Yeah,
You're gonna get You're gonna learn.
I still fall for it.
soon
I still
enough,
fall
like,
for it.
My kids
Like,
are
what?
starting
Really?
to. My kids are. I do that to my kids. Like I tell them all the time, like some like weird, not weird, but like just
Oh my
something
God,
that's
I
not
hate
true
that.
that we're gonna go do, and they're like, "No, we're not. That's not true." They know.
Now
that
they're not going to believe you when you tell them something.
No, they know. They know when I'm telling the truth, and they know when I'm being ridiculous.
Okay, it's just like a dad joke.
That's
thing,
what I.
like
That's what I
just-
tell my son. That's what I tell my son though, because he likes to make stuff up, and I'm like, the boy who cried wolf. I told him
You're
that
rubbing
story.
off on him.
I know. That's true. Probably.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know why he's like this.
He is just like me. Like he's definitely just like me.
The one that I met.
Yep, Edward. Yep.
Edward.
Yep.
Okay. Stacy.
Back
Stacey,
to the interview.
I always say I think in my head Stacy, and I know you said like people do this too, but it's like Stacy's plural.
What does your mom think that you're known by her name now?
Yeah. Wait. What? Yeah. Is your mom like so excited that you're basically NFT famous?
She's really sweet. I don't know. I've never asked her what she thinks
As long
about
as
that.
you're happy.
Maybe she. Yeah, I'm so proud of you, dear.
Yeah.
She's so cute.
Did she have any NFTs?
She does. So I made her set up a wallet because we gifted her Honey Zero, which is like it just looks like her. So she has that one, and she's probably lost the keys by now. Honestly, it's just floating in space somewhere. But
I know I don't trust my mom to have her own MetaMask wallet, so I have NFTs for her. I'm like, Mom, I will be holding these for you. Because I can't trust that you're not gonna, I don't know, put your password in your phone or something. Like, I don't know,
She's actually so computer savvy. Like she was a big gamer. She used to do an online radio show, and she actually does all my taxes, which, as you know, if you're into NFTs, it's terrifying. So she's like sifting through Etherscan, getting all these transactions. And I'm just like, damn, Mom, you're a boomer, but you're doing it.
I love that. That's amazing. Wow, your mom is, she's with the times. Well, that's why you jumped on NFT so quickly, because it's like you got it from your mom, just being very tech savvy, I'm sure.
There you go. I owe her. Yeah.
What advice would you give to people building in the bear market right now? Or maybe whether they're launching a project, I don't know many people launching a project right now, or like just they've launched a project and they're trying to tough things out. It's rough waters, not as many sales happening. What advice would you give?
Gas is through the roof.
Because of Pepe Coin.
Yeah, great.
Bitcoin. Yeah, don't get scammed, obviously, is the first piece of advice all the time. That's a good question. I think, honestly, my advice wouldn't change that much. I feel like NFTs, like, they go through these hype cycles because they're inherently tied in with finances. But at the core of it, like, this is just what got me really interested in NFTs is that I always loved digital art, and now I had a way to authenticate that the same way, a traditional painter would be able to sign their work. It adds this whole layer to digital art that just wasn't there before. And that's what's cool about it. And that's always going to be cool no matter what the market is like. So I feel like if you're a digital artist and you're interested in this, it shouldn't really matter what the market is. So just get out there, keep doing your thing, and build your brand, build your collection, and enjoy being part of this really cool transitional period of time. Because more than anything, I think we're all really lucky to just be having this experience that is like nothing we've ever seen before in the history of, the human race. It's so cool.
Totally. Yeah, this is a very unique time too. And I'm also kind of curious on your thoughts on if Because I mean, NFTs are relatively a new thing. They're very fresh, several years old. Like they're really not old at all. It's a very new thing. Do you think that NFTs, that we're gonna have another bull market for NFTs? Do you think it's gonna kind of transition into something else? Like, what do you think the future of NFTs will hold?
Oh my gosh. I honestly don't know. I mean, I think the thing that I would most guess is that we're just going to keep seeing the use cases expand. Like people are going to start using these for a wider application of contracts and stuff like that, just because it is so great for financial transparency and authentication and stuff like that. What I hear from people smarter than me is that no, two bull runs ever come back in exactly the same way. So I guess maybe that's true. I think that things will even out a little bit. Like, I don't know if we'll ever see that super, super hot streak where I feel like there was a time that you could just mint literally anything and become a millionaire if you were like there that exact month. I don't know if that'll come back, but I think, we'll continue seeing the use of NFTs grow in our lives and take up even more space than they do now. Yeah.
Right. It'll maybe become more mainstream, but then with that comes, things aren't as lucrative. Like if it's lucrative, then that's the opposite of it being mainstream. That usually means, oh, you happen to be extremely early to something that's relatively new, and then it just goes insane, parabolic. And then obviously that's not normal at all. So,
I agree with that. It'll be utilitarian. They'll be like your memberships and your things like your subscriptions, your things like that. Your deeds, like we always just talk about mortgages and wills all being on the blockchain,
or like your marriage license or something.
Exactly. No, like there are counties and states that are talking about doing that. I think the state of California is putting driver I think car titles on the blockchain or something.
Car titles,
registrations, maybe. Yep.
That is so cool. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's so annoying to send like money overseas right now. And I just want to not do that at the bank anymore. And then I'll be so happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Crypto is so clutch for just, I ordered a shirt from this guy in the Middle East. And, I was kind of like, oh, do you take Venmo? And he's like, no, I'm in the Middle East. And I'm like, oh, I'm so stupid. And then, but then he's like, but I accept crypto. And I'm like, oh, this is so easy. I'll just send you some crypto. Like, it's like, and then he just gets it instantly. Like that's just amazing to me. The fact that it doesn't have to take forever. And it's just like,
wait, they don't have Venmo over there though?
I guess not. Like he's like, no, I don't know. I know. I just like assume that.
Probably because they can't cash it out to their local banks.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's probably the reason.
Probably.
If I had to guess.
I live in a cushy suburb. I don't know about any of this. I'm sorry.
Where do you live in the US, right?
Yeah, I live in Nebraska right now. I'm from Canada.
Nebraska. Whoa.
Our first guest from Nebraska.
The home of the cornfields. Yep.
Not a lot of NFT heads up in Nebraska.
Nebraska. Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you ever go to NFT events.
I don't. I'm like extremely introverted. So I just try to be by myself like 24 hours a day.
I feel like the introverted people are always the best. Like introverts are the best online. I feel like, introverts are always so good online. I mean, I'm like ambiverted. I'm both, but
it's the only way we can express ourselves, right? Like, cause we can't do it in real life. So we just let loose online.
And even like making video, like, cause you make YouTube videos, you tweet, like, even you don't think about the fact that, oh, there's a bunch of people like watching me or reading my tweets or whatever. It's literally like if you're making a video, it's just you talking to a camera. And then there's these internet people commenting and stuff, but it doesn't feel real. Like it doesn't feel like in person. It's so scary. It's like, oh my God, there's actually people here, even though there might be more people watching you on a video, versus in person. There's something about just feeling like, oh, nobody is watching me on the internet, but people are watching you.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me. Now I'm nervous.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm just
We are being
kidding.
watched. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So you don't ever go to events, but you should come to some events. I bet there's a lot of.
Come to VCon this week.
This
Next
is
week.
going to be posted
Come
after
on.
VCon.
Come to VCon. Ah.
Yeah, everyone will think you're talking about next year, and then I have some time to stall.
And I can say it was awesome to see you at VCon last weekend.
Yeah, my God, VCon was so amazing.
Wasn't Andrew Scholes hilarious?
Oh yeah, so
he's
funny.
Gonna do. You don't know.
And Busta Rhymes, that performance.
Yeah, Busta.
Wait, didn't you see Caesar Milan, Douglas on stage?
Yeah, Gary Vee high-fived me. Actually, that was the best highlight from the conference for me that I was definitely at.
Wow, never wash your hand again. Yeah,
I don't anyways. So
people wait in line for like 3 hours to take a picture with him.
No, you know what? They I read that they're doing, because last year, the first VCon, it was so chaotic. They had a whole super long line. Oh, just to meet Gary Vee, take a picture and say hi. This year they're doing something, I guess this will be out, so it's so weird talking about it, but they're going to have it to where you have to like sign up, like you have like a time slot of when you go over and you meet him, which I think is so smart.
That is cool.
It'll just make it so much easier because people waste their time in line, you know? People just waste their time just standing in lines.
Oh, I could tell you about lines at VCon last year. Jenny couldn't. She got the VIP treatment and through all the side doors. And I was like waiting out in the rain.
You guys tell Michael is bitter.
I'm like chopped liver in this whole thing. Jenny's like the host of the whole thing, and like I'm messaging the dude, hey, can Andy and I get media passes? He don't even respond. Andy, he was like messaging the NFT catcher.
Andy's gonna cut this part out.
I know, no, not Andy. Andy, the guy, the president of VFriends.
Oh,
Andy
I thought
K.
you.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
wait, what?
So Andy K, the president of VFriends, was messaging the NFT Catcher Twitter account. We had the little message back and forth, and then I was like, "Hey, Jenny obviously is taken care of, and Andy and I have tickets. But do you think that maybe him and I can get media passes? Create some content?" And he didn't even respond. And I was like, we already have tickets. Like, don't worry about that. I'm just like,
you're a VIP to me, Michael.
I know.
Yeah, Michael, I'll sneak you in the back.
That's what we need.
Michael, I snuck you in the back. Don't you remember?
Right. We need to do that because last year we got down there to interview Gary, and then I stayed back there the whole time.
I know.
The whole rest of it. I stayed back there for like 8 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be good. You'll be good.
Hanging out with all the artists and stuff. Yeah. I'll be good. We'll be good. We got to get back there though.
That sounds fun. I'm missing out on a lot.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun last year. It's going to be fun again.
Yeah. And there's something about like meeting internet people like in real life that, you just feel more of an appreciation for people. You're just like, oh my gosh, these people are just like me, collecting NFTs, doing things in the space, building, and especially during the bear market, it's like, especially when so many people have left, have come and gone, all the speculative traders are like out of here. It's just nice to see the authentic, genuine people that are genuinely here because they're interested in Web3 and they want to see what their future holds. They're not just, oh, I heard that you can make a quick buck. And then, it's like those people are gone, everyone, or maybe they got sucked in and they got addicted and now they've turned into like, actually, that's probably a lot of people. They're just like, yeah, they got sucked in.
In a lot of debt, maybe at this point.
Oh no, that's true. Yeah. Oh man, what's your favorite NFTs that you've collected?
Oh God, I have so many favorite NFTs. This is kind of embarrassing, but I really love my Azuki Bobu token. Because he's like my anime boyfriend. So he's really cool. Honestly, I think a lot of my favorites are the derivatives that people have made for me too. I have this really amazing animated like bunny queen that someone called Crypto Coco made, and they're just like the best animator I've ever freaking seen in my life. So those ones are always really special just because it's like somebody put their time and effort into, you know, doing something with a character that you care about. It's really, really nice.
Sentimental stuff. I'm also a huge, like, I love sentimental, you know, if something has some type of sentimental attachment to it, I'm like, no, I'm keeping this forever. Yes, I feel that.
Yeah, me too. Until I got hacked a while back and they sold a bunch of stuff, which was really annoying because some of it was sentimental, but I got most of it back. So it was really good. Yeah. So keep things in a ledger. That's what I learned.
How did you get hacked, if you mind sharing?
I honestly still don't know. I found after malware on my computer. And so like I had recently taken my computer to a repair shop. So I'm kind of sus of them, but obviously I have no proof. So I won't accuse them. But yeah, I don't know. I'm usually really careful. So who the heck knows? I had to reformat everything. It sucked.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. And how are you able to get your NFTs back? Did you just have to did you contact the people that ended up buying them and like working out a deal? Or how does that work when you, I guess, get hacked and try to get stuff back?
You can't really get it back unless you just buy it back. And I have the nicest, best community of people ever around me. So like I was super overwhelmed that day because I was trying to work, but I was also trying to transfer our like contracts and all the important stuff to someone else so that nothing would happen with those. So I was really preoccupied, and there was people in my community in the Discord just sitting there like directing, you know, groups of people, you buy this, you get this back. And everyone just kind of banded together to help me, you know, get all this stuff. It was really important. It was a really wholesome moment that came out of that thing.
Wow, that's nice. I love when people come together, you know, a lot of people, when something bad happens, it's like people form together and they're like there to support and help out, which is like amazing. Power of community.
It was one of those times, I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but I just like, I know people are nice, but then you see them do something and you're like, oh my God, you're actually just such a good person. Like it kind of freaks you out. You're like, how are you that nice? I don't know.
Right.
That's how I felt.
Somebody you never met before in real life. Like that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds like you put a lot of good karma into that community and it came back to you. That's what it sounds like.
100%.
That's nice of you. I try my best. I don't know. I should try my best.
Yeah, you're very nice. You're a very nice person, and you do have great energy. Like I second that. Great karma coming to you.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. You're gonna make me cry on camera.
And you start recording.
And you get the video recorded. Yeah.
This is the stuff that gets the views.
Clip it.
Clip this. Yeah. Oh my gosh, man. The fact that we've never done video, Michael, like
I know, never put it on
we're
YouTube.
like, we should do video, but then we just never do video.
One day.
We still maybe one day.
Maybe.
Well, I'm surprised.
If we ever do we each have like a real studio, you know.
Well, what's wrong with our backgrounds of our houses?
Mine's like my door.
Mine's like nothing right now because I still haven't put up my art.
I know. I want to have I have those Bored Ape dolls and like those figurines or whatever, and a lot of cool stuff to put behind.
My this is kind of like embarrassing, but so I have like a 1-bedroom apartment, and my closet is actually huge, and I was like, I kind of want to put my bed in my closet and build out a creative studio in my bedroom. So literally, I sleep in my closet because I don't have that many clothes. So I don't need a freaking giant ass closet. So she's like, this is embarrassing. I sleep in my closet. But then the most embarrassing part is that I haven't even built out the creative studio. It's just some boxes and art on the floor. And I'm like, oh, I haven't even done anything with this yet. And I'm not.
That is so cool though. It must be so cozy in there. Okay. So that's the good thing. Number one.
Pitch black. Like
pitch black is nice actually. Yeah, amazing. That's nice.
Amazing. Like for sleeping. Also my cats, they are like Carlos. He always tries to wake me up. So if I was in my actual bedroom, I'd have to lock the door and he'd meow, meow, meow. And I'd be able to hear him trying to break in. But since I'm in the closet, which is kind of a weird setup, but basically the closet's in the bathroom. I don't know. It's a very weird layout. Anyways, so I don't hear him at all trying to break into my room. So yeah, no noise. And I live in the city. So it's like, it's very noisy here. So it's like no noise and pitch black. It's not bad. Not a bad setup.
Well, that's perfect. And good thing number 2 that I was going to bring up is that axe murderers, if they come into your room, they'll just be confused and they'll leave. So that's the ideal setup, I would say.
And I have a machete in my closet. You know, if someone comes, wow. I got my machete, I got my stun gun, you know.
Listen up, any axe murderers.
My weapons.
You need to in Odessa, Texas, where you live.
Michael just making up city names.
That's a real city. That's a real city, but it's not.
Is it? Yeah, that's where I live. That's where I live.
Because I've been a few times. I've now like given other cities in Texas because Jen doesn't say the actual city.
Yeah,
So
I'm very paranoid. Cities. But I wanted to get into our rapid fire questions, Michael. Unless you have any more.
No.
Okay, so we have our segment here, our Gas Wars segment, is what we call it, where we're each going to ask you 5 rapid fire questions. So yeah, try your best to answer them in a short sentence. And yeah, let's do this. Should I go first? What's your astrology sign?
Leo.
Mine too.
All right.
Mine too.
Oh,
I can feel that about you, Michael.
Roar.
What is Leo? I don't know. Lion?
Yeah, Leo's a lion.
Oh, okay.
That was a bad
that
line.
Makes sense.
Andy needs to cut that out. Oh my god.
So leave that in, Andy. Leave that in.
yeah, leave that in.
All right. Favorite thing to cook?
Nothing. I hate cooking. I'm so lazy.
Really? What do you you eat like for dinner?
Uber Eats.
A lot of Uber Eats. Love Uber Eats. There's a lot of good Uber Eats in Nebraska. A lot of good choices.
No, there's not.
No, there's not.
I'm very unhealthy and sickly. Yeah.
If you could only hold on to one NFT, which one would it be?
Probably I got one from my friend, Cardboard Boxer. It's one of the really old ones. Why can't I remember the name right now? It's one of the Unicode ones. They're super old from like 2014. And it's just the coolest thing ever. Yeah. It's so cool. So that one's really special.
Okay. A historic gift. Love it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Twitter spaces to listen to?
Definitely Honey Mondays. I might be a little biased.
Honey Mondays.
Shameless plug. I like it.
Shameless plug. Yes.
Yeah. Join us on Monday.
Yeah. Monday, 6 p.m.
What time?
What is it? Yeah. Give it a shout out. You can shout it out.
You know what? They change it every time, but it's ran by Miss Wynn. And she's awesome. You should follow her anyways, even if you don't. So check that out. It's the Miss Nguyen.
Okay.
She's just a little ray of sunshine.
Brand ambassador to Hunnys. Love it. Cats or dogs?
Dogs. A cat burned my house down one time, so I don't like cats.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Actually?
Yeah, actually.
Wait, we need the story time on this.
So I was a teenager and I really just love telling the story because I love saying that a cat burned my house.
Yeah,
that was my excuse.
Like what?
But it was like a couple days
dogs
after
from here on out. Here on out. Dogs only.
I'm done. But yeah, we had this cat and there was just like a candle that was burning and I guess it just like knocked it over with its tail and like my whole family was in the house a few days after Christmas. We were like, oh my god, the house is on fire, we need to go outside. Nobody was hurt except the cat, unfortunately. But
did the cat die?
The cat did.
Oh my god, I'm so sad. I am a cat person.
I'm so sorry.
They locked it in the bathroom after it started the fire. They were like,
stop. Wait, oh my god, did your stuff get ruined? Like from the fire and everything?
Yeah, everything was ruined. Like our house was pretty ruined. We were living in my grandma's like unfinished basement for months on air mattresses. It was not.
Wow, that's crazy.
but we were fine. So like it was okay, because that's all you can really have.
Because you were fine.
At your
Right,
house.
As long as-
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, man, how often have you heard that? I cat started. That is such a cat-like thing to do. Just like push some. My cat always does it. Just pushes stuff over. Like, just here's a glass cup. Push, and I'm like, really? Just shatters everywhere.
Oh my god.
Savage. Definitely, they're savages.
Yeah,
That's
you would not see that
terrible.
kind of behavior from a dog. That's what I'm saying.
Fair.
Dogs, well, sometimes you got those big flumpy dogs that are like boom, boom.
Yeah, they're all
boom,
clumsy and
bulls in a China shop, knocking everything over.
But they probably just eat the candle, so then it's
Uh-huh.
fine.
Love it. All right. Favorite travel destination?
Ooh.
My favorite trip ever was going to Istanbul in Turkey, and the one I'm looking forward to the most is gonna go to Japan next year. So there you go.
Nice. I did 2 weeks in Japan. Where are you going? Do you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Tokyo, and then we're gonna just kind of travel down west. So we'll go all the way up to Hiroshima and back.
Mm-hmm. Go to Kyoto.
How was it for you? Yeah,
It was amazing. I did a week in Tokyo and a week in Kyoto, and it was spectacular. I was there in the wintertime. I was there in January. We got snow in Kyoto, and I mean, there's nothing. I like that city a lot more for me, but Tokyo is amazing too. I mean, Tokyo is incredible. It all is really, really good. Everywhere you go. Hiroshima is supposed to be amazing.
I'm scared I'm not gonna want to leave. That's like my biggest concern. We'll see.
The US dollar right now is very, very strong too versus their currency. So your money will go far.
That's good to know.
As right now it is, at least. Hopefully it stays that way.
I thought that was another joke. Like,
no, it is.
No, dollar is strong.
No, the dollar versus the.
Well,
the
okay,
Japanese,
versus okay.
It is right now. It's higher than it's been in a long time.
Is strong against the yen.
Yeah, right. You can purchase everything there in Pepe coin and Jugs coin. They all take Jugs coin.
Oh my gosh. No. Okay, my question, let's see what I got next. Ooh, are you an early bird or a night owl?
Big time night owl. I kind of wish I could stay up until like 6 a.m. every day and then just be nocturnal. Yeah.
Wait, so what? You're a big night owl, so then what time do you go to sleep?
I go to sleep at 10 p.m. because my doctor told me I had to stop going to bed at 5 a.m. because that wasn't normal. So I'm like, okay.
Wow, that's actually good. 10 p.m., that's a good time to go to sleep.
I'm a grown-up now. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I'm also a grown-up, but I guess I need to go see your doctor because currently I'm on the 4 a.m. bedtime grind, which is really bad, but
wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'll give you her number. She's got a very stern, motherly look to her, so it will probably work.
Oh gosh. All right.
And I'm 90% sure I know your answer to this one based on this conversation, but apes or punks?
How are you sure of her answer to this?
Because
okay, no, don't reveal it because we don't know what she's gonna say.
I'm not even sure of my answer here. I think I'd have to go punks just for the history meme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that your guess, Michael?
That was my guess because you talked about your original like for pixel art, and then you also talked about your favorite NFT was kind of an historic one. So I feel like you're a little more into like the history and the provenance of it, and the punks have that, I think.
Oh my God, you're such a good listener, Michael.
Oh yes, hype him up.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been waiting for somebody to say that.
He is a good listener.
Can you tell my wife? Can you tell my wife that? Can I clip that? I'm actually going to clip that one. And Michael, you're such a good listener.
Oh my gosh.
Andy, I need that. Andy, I need that video.
Yeah, have your wife listen to this episode.
I need that. Just that little part. Just that little part. Yeah, Michael, you're such a good listener.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess is this my last question?
This is your last question.
Okay. What's a book that changed your life? This is my favorite question to ask.
That is a good question. It is a good question.
Oh, only one. Actually, okay, I think it's The Holographic Principle by Michael Talbot. It's a very interesting book because it talks about the holographic theory of the universe, but in like a very spiritual way. And it just gave me a perspective that was like, I don't know, it made life feel not so like permanent and scary and like limiting in terms of time. And that was really powerful for me because I always have been the type of person that feels like I'm running out of time.
Amen. Wow. Okay. This is like a whole physics, quantum, gravity book. That's crazy. Okay. Very sciencey.
Yes. Nice description. Yes.
Very sciencey book.
I just had ChatGPT summarize the book in 5 bullet points.
Ooh,
the holographic universe explores the concept that reality is a hologram, a 3-dimensional projection of information encoded on a 2-dimensional surface. The book, is this right? Is it right?
I'm already lost.
The book draws from scientific disciplines like quantum physics, neurophysiology, and psychology to support the holographic model of reality. It discusses experiments and phenomena in quantum physics that challenge traditional notions of space-time, causality. I think, yep, that's the word. Causality, suggesting a deeper, interconnected structure to the universe and 2 other. It gave me a really quick, nice little summary there.
That was way more eloquent than what I said. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
For anybody
good.
that's interested.
So were you like, did you like go to college and study physics and stuff? Or why are you into the holographic principle?
No, I went to art school actually. So it's pretty cool that I'm not really poor. But no, I don't know. I just really like science and like futurism, and I feel like it all ties in with like the singularity and AI and like all these different weird science things. I just think it's interesting. So
I love that.
Mhm.
Oh, that is interesting. Okay, cool. Michael, what's your last question?
My last question is, what is your favorite concert that you have ever been to?
Ooh.
My favorite concert, this is such an easy answer. It was Alt J. It was such a good concert. Oh my God, it was so good. Yeah.
Alt
Where
J,
was that
Michael
in
Dina?
Nebraska, in like Omaha? I know them. Yep. I know like every band. I was a ticket. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah,
Jenna
that's
laugh.
right.
I was a ticket broker for 17 years, so like I know all the venues. Oh, I'm trying to think. Omaha, they had the shoot. There's an arena, like a 10,000 person arena, and then there's a theater, but I can't remember the names at this point.
It's the Orpheum. Yeah.
Yeah, the Orpheum Theater. Yep.
It was right on the tip of your tongue. Yeah, it's such a beautiful theater. That's the venue it was at. And when you go in there, it feels like you're going to a fancy ballet. It's so much fun.
Nice.
Cool. All right. Well, that was our rapid fire.
Yes.
That was so fun.
Yeah, it's a nice, we recently incorporated that as like a fun way to kind of end off the pod. Just, some not necessarily Web3 related questions. So yeah, that's always a fun way to get to know our guests
a little better. Yeah.
Exactly. And Michael, you've been coming up with some good questions.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm a good listener
getting
too.
good.
I'm a good listener too.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
You are a good listener. Yeah.
I do my research. I try and contribute the little bit that I can. I mean, Jenny's the star. We all know this.
So
we all know this.
You know what?
And I try and bring a little humor.
Michael, you know what's crazy? I don't know if I've ever told you this, but when you first, because I had tweeted out, I was like, oh, I really want to start a podcast. And Michael reached out to me on Twitter and he's like, hey, like, I actually have been wanting to start one too. And I have my friend who's a producer, he can produce for us. So anyways, and I didn't really even know Michael that well, but I was like, oh, okay, like, let me meet this guy and see, maybe we end up starting a podcast together.
You took a big leap there, yeah.
I'm always down for opportunities so anyways, so then we met over Zoom, and I think this was the first time we met over Zoom. We were just going to kind of talk a bit about, potentially starting a podcast. And my sister was in the room with me. And this was when I was living in North Carolina. And she was like right there next to me. And you started talking and you just were like, talk. And she was like, at the end of it, she's like, Jen, you're not going to be able, if you have a podcast with this guy, you're not going to be able to get a word in. It's going to be his show the entire time. And I'm like, and I was like, well, maybe it was just like, nervous and was just talking a bunch. It's like, I don't know, but so then I was like, well, let me just like do one episode and like see how it is. But then we ended up hitting it off and we found our funk. And next thing you know, I'm like taking over the freaking podcast.
Steph's my favorite now too. I love Steph. That's funny.
Yeah. In the beginning, she was like, I don't know.
Yeah, this guy, he's old. She's like, I don't know.
She didn't say that. She did not say that.
Okay.
She was just like, he's talking a lot. Anyway, all right. Well, hey, sometimes you just gotta take a chance and see how things work out. But Stacys, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Really appreciate you coming on. And I guess we'll just wrap it up and end it here. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the NFT Catcher podcast, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_pseudo and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.